Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia and for today's video I will be wrapping the two scarf Flouffy, well it's more than two scarves, oh my goodness, it's the Flouffy fan wrap from yesterday. Actually did it with 3 scarves. That does not count. That's my fun hat. Now before I get started with the wrap and talking about the scarves that I'm using, you'll notice it's a bit different in here. I've got a new storage system. Mr. Micah needed me to get a different type of storage system. The dangling scarves were just way too much temptation for him, and he was climbing and doing his whole fun thing. So I'm well on my way to getting all this redone. I still have not found the doorknob for the closet. I may have to buy a new one. It's somewhere in that garage, and oh my goodness, we all have that one room, and for most of us it is the garage that's so jam-packed with stuff and you just can't find anything. So what I have going on, and I'll move over a little bit, is I have this really great cabinet in the back. It's, oh my goodness, about 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, something like that, back here with shelves inside, and I have all my heavy scarves, my pashminas, and the really weird, I say weird, but all the strange scarves, the really super printy ones and the really heavy cotton and viscose ones, they're all back there. And also, and the ones that started out as, not as head scarves, but the ones that started out as very large shawls or the like. Now, I also have over here, I have to turn the camera. I know it's awkward. Ignore the dress. But I also have a huge stackable piece, which is right there. Ignore the floor. I haven't figured out what flooring I want in this room yet, so it's a closet system that's stackable. So they're pretty shallow, but they have those cute little cubby holes. On the box it said used for shoes. Yeah, I already have my shoe storage system, so I don't need that, but they were so cool. They were inexpensive. The cat can't fit inside of them, so there's no need for him to start pulling the scarves out to try to fit in. He already figured out his hiney can't fit in there, so he leaves it alone. I assembled one of them and I put scarves in it. Scarves that I just, whatever, they were older, not the ones that he cherished so much. I put him in there and he left it alone. So I'm not too worried about him digging out like I see all the cats doing in videos on the towel shelves, because again, he can't get in there to enjoy that space. Okay, now I've kept, this past week has been really strange. I have not felt the need to put makeup on. So today, for my very first makeup look in a bit, I kept it simple. I'll talk about that right quick. My daughter found me this really great Too Faced palette at TJ Maxx, really inexpensive, and these were the colors. I liked them. They're just very simple, very neutral. And I used this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one to create my eye look for today. And I cheated. I didn't feel like messing with all the brow stuff, so I used this eyeshadow to fill in my still very short eyebrows, since I decided I was trimming them because they started looking like Einstein eyebrows, being a little tentacly. It's weird. Now, my blush is this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. It's in color Birthday Suit. So it goes on, it's just enough to give you a hint of a blush. It's not super dark. You can see the color is really light. And I kind of like that. I don't need to have that insane color all the time. So that's really light. The shine is this loose highlighter from Anastasia. Again, this was a TJ Maxx find for like super cheap. This one is color Vegas. Now, for those of you who know me, David and I got married in Las Vegas. So this was kind of like a fun thing. So it was I think it was the thing to do in 1999 when the world was going to end. And so I like things associated with Vegas. It's kind of fun. And the last thing I'm using today is, oh wait, no, it's not the last thing I'm using because I chinsed out on my mascara. I've got this Rimmel. This is my super cheap Rimmel mascara. I got this a 2-pack for $4.89 from the Rite Aid. It was really super cheap, but it works really well. It's got a great applicator. I mean, it doesn't do any good to have a really great formula if the applicator sucks. And I find that a lot with mascaras, that the formula is great, but you can't use the applicator because the applicator is one of those rubbery, weird things. This is just a brush. Super cheap, super great. Excellent. Now, finally, the last thing is my lips. And I got this great Juvia's Place lipstick. It's a liquid lip. I like it. It's really, really, the eyeballs. Need to wear my glasses. But it's called Kiss Me. Appropriate. But it's a very pale pink. I kind of look like I'm not wearing much makeup. Well, I'm not wearing much makeup, but I don't look overly made up today. I do have on foundation, but that's just the normal Anastasia Luminous foundation. And that's it. Makeup simple. Now I also have on hand my llama mug filled with a latte, so I'm excited for it. I'm trying to break one of my habits, going to the coffee shop a lot. I love coffee. I have to have coffee every morning. It's an addiction, I know, but of all the addictions I could have, that's probably not so bad. So I've got my mug here. Now, I just slapped on a cute Israeli Tichel, my goodness. And so I could just do the introduction without having a naked head. Now, I had a couple questions about the Wendy. This is my very, very first Wendy. This is my very, very favorite Wendy. I picked this one up at the Wrapunzel Baltimore Boutique from Tikva. Now, maybe one of these days when COVID is gone, Tikva will be able to have these cute little get-togethers again. But, you know, until then, that's where I got this. This is my favorite. I've restuffed it several times. It fits my head perfectly with this band, and you can't see it because it's all black. But and I'm wearing all black today. Oh my goodness. The dress you saw before in the background with the cats on it, that's what I will be putting on over top of this, just for the fun of having black cats. It's October. So this is, I was asked now the question because I got off subject. My goodness. Okay, I don't have a tissue on hand. Oh my. Allergies kill me first thing in the morning, every single morning. I should have a tissue on hand. And sadly, I forget that part, but I have a little piece of cloth. So excuse me for 1 second. Drop that down there. Okay. Now, the question was about the Wendy and placement, because I get a rather different look from my Wendy than a lot of people. And I think it has to do with placement, the amount of stuffing in your Wendy, and also your hair placement. Now, let me see how this works. My Wendy is fully stuffed. It's absolutely fully stuffed. I weighed the brand new Wendy, and then I weighed it when I restuffed it so that I get the exact same amount every single time. I'm obsessive. I'm really obsessive when it comes to that stuff. So I weighed it, and I make sure I put the same exact amount of stuffing that was in it inside. Now I don't have it memorized. I have it written down. So if you need to know, just ask in the comments, and I'll try to put that in there as well. Now I'm going to take this off. When I do my hair, please don't be offended by my hair. When I put my hair up, I have these I don't normally do this, but I think I might want to wear, for the rest of the day, I might want to wear the bobo. And when I put on the bobo, I put these clips. Let's see if I have a couple of them laying around. They're pretty simple, pretty fun. Hello 1970s, 1980s, I don't know, maybe even before that, but they're great for holding the hair up. I just put it in a big bun and I stuff 3 in, and the 3 hold my massive amount of hair. That's another thing that is probably helping me with the crazy amount of volume and the upward position of my shaper is I have a huge amount of hair. It is bun length, and it's not thin, so it's a lot. Now I place my hair right about there. If I can get it a little even up to here, that works. You know, having the hair in this section. Now the fully stuffed Wendy, when I put it on, I like to make sure that the seam, you can't see it, but there's a seam right there. I take it, have the band stretched open, and I place it like so. Now it looks like I am a mushroom top. This is where I typically have my Wendy, just like so. So the mushroom poof is up here. I'm going to turn sideways. I need to learn to not sit with my one leg bent underneath of me. I've been sitting that way forever, and I need to not do that. But this is also a side profile. You'll see that the angle here is more straight up, almost like a chef's toque. Okay, now this one fits absolutely perfectly because I mean, I just don't know why, it just does. This fits perfectly, but this is the way I get my volume extra, and I get it to sit more up instead of back. I think some people wear theirs back here, maybe, so that the volume is back in the back, because you can see the difference from the side profile. This is further back. Get it pulled down. But I think that's where the volume is different. Now I'm going to take it off and put it back on because I pulled it back down. I pulled it down in the back. Just like so. Okay. All right. Now I've got that on. What I started out doing is with this first scarf. This is one of the scarves that came in the Israeli surprise kit. I can't remember when that came out. It was earlier this year, I believe. I just folded the scarf in half and placed it on my head because all I'm going to see is this front band. Now these can be a little tricky sometimes, but we will make it work. We will make it behave. Okay. I'm just not tying because I didn't tie it before. Sometimes I tie them back there, sometimes not. I remembered that I'm going to be wearing heavier scarves, so I didn't bother. Bring this up and over, keeping it flat-ish, up and over, not pulling too tightly because I don't want to give myself a headache. I have this little flap right here, and I'm just tucking it in. So it looks like so. It's rather ugly right now. Now, if this wants to balloon or blouse, just tuck under the front edge of the scarf underneath of your shaper. I'll do that again. Okay, so taking this, just rolling it under. It serves to get this to lay flat, and it also camouflages your shaper. Okay, just like so. All right, now the second scarf that I tied on is this one. Now this scarf is so pretty. It reminded me of a tapestry And well, it reminded me of a tapestry scarf when I saw it, but it was in this beautiful olive green. I'm learning that olives and golds are my colors. I never thought I could wear them until I put one on and I figured it out. It looked pretty. So I saw this and I liked it. It's a nice heavyweight pashmina. It's not super, super crazy heavy, but it's about the weight of a tapestry or a cranberry. It's nice and soft. Now, I did fold over a little bit of this. Not quite that much. And I placed it on my head off center because I want to have one long tail and one short tail. Okay. I think this is where I placed it because I can see that gold was it was prominent. So I'm crisscrossing in the back. I just want to make sure because it's easier to fix now than when I've got another scarf layered on top. So what I did is to make the fan, I had the long end. This end is going to come out the front to make the fan. So I want to come this way, see if I can tie. Okay, idea. This is good. This is good. Okay. So I did not tie a knot in that. You can still see the stars in the front, which is kind of fun. And then I've got this guy here. This guy is similar to a Lakeshore Bliss. I called it a Lakeshore Bliss dupe. I like this weight scarf. I could not find one on the Wrapunzel site in this nice chocolate brown with the olive mix. It was just a really pretty scarf. I was on Amazon and I was looking for something else. And of course, because I've researched scarves a lot, this one came up on my feed, like something you might be interested in. So I said, okay, I'm interested. And I picked it up. Okay. And I did not get any kind of deal or anything. This one cost exactly the same as the ones on the Wrapunzel site. So if Wrapunzel would have had it, I would totally have had this one in my cart. Okay. Now, I'm going to layer this one on top, just a little bit back, like so. Now I want to make sure, long, short, we're going underneath of these two. Short end this side, long end this side. Okay, now when we get to this point, I am going to say that I forgot to bring up any pins. I've got a big tray of stuff here. Here's one pin. I think I had 3 pins in this. I tried to keep it put together yesterday. You can hear Micah's next door with Alyssa. She's in between classes. He's driving her nuts. He got expelled from the room because he was I got the scarves taken care of, so he's not in the scarves, but he was hanging from the valance. He got up on the desk and he got up across here and was hanging on the curtains. So I was like, no, buddy, no. So he got expelled from the room for hanging on the curtains. It's never a dull moment with a kitten. Okay, so what I'm doing here, and I'm going to make do with the single pin that I have here. Oh, goodness. Here's to not being prepared. I'm just going to fold this one in. I'm going to bring it up. I'm bringing it up further back because this is going to be the back fan. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Now this one should have been already folded nice and neatly. Bringing this one back. Okay, bringing it over. Now the long tail, I want to cross over the front, bring around, and have it come out the front, just like so. Okay, now this piece I'm just going to tuck away. And let me show you the back really quickly to show you what that should look like. It should be nice and neat. If there's a little bit of lumps and bumps, they should just be really quick to tuck in, just like so. So that should be nice and smooth. You've got little bits of fringe, you'll be able to feel them. Okay, so I have this nice big piece right here. I'm going to open it up. I have not bothered to remove the pashmina sticker from this one yet. So I'm going to open it up, flip the fringe to the back, and I'm just doing the twist down, giving it, see, pushed in, give it a little bit of floof, and I'm going to tuck this one in. This takes a little bit of practice to get just right. And I'm just tucking in the sides. Now, the fringe always fight me. They just do. I've learned to have patience with it. It's going to take a couple of minutes to get everything neatly tucked away. Okay, more fringe, more fringe. And since we're not putting this back here, I really need to make sure that fringe is put away. Now, here we go. This is the first of the fans right here. Just get it to be as big and fluffy as the photograph. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take this second scarf. And I'm going to figure out which way it wants to twist. Okay, I'm just going to quick and do the same thing on this side, just making sure that the scarf is folded neatly. I like all the little random pleats that happen with these scarves, but I want a little bit less of that in this look. Now I'm bringing this back and over, just like so, bringing this one up in front. Now I'm doing the same thing with the bringing this in front, and I'm going to try not to get the scarf behind it, and I'm going to, ow, I found a pin. Oh yay, I found a pin. Okay, so I have 2 pins. Okay. All right, so I've got that tied. I'm going to adjust that knot back just a little bit, and that's something you can do. You can manhandle this one just a little bit. All right, so I get that tucked in over there. Just adjust the scarves like so. This one is a slightly fussier scarf set. Okay. All right, so I have this piece here, just like so. I'm opening it up, doing the same thing with the flipping of the fringe. Now this one is has a little bit less body to it than the other one. So this is where the pins will come in. I'm going to hold this one up. I'm going to continue to twist just a little bit. And then I'm going to tuck in one piece at a time. Again, this one is a little bit more of a fussy wrap. Now, I'm not going to get all of them in at once. The fringe, you can see, is kind of hanging out. And I'm going to get this guy here. A couple more twists. I'm using my arm to hold. It's like, I think I use every last bit of my arms for this kind of wrap, because unfortunately we aren't blessed with 4 or 5 or 6 arms, and sometimes we totally need them. Now, this one for today, it looks like I might not need to have the pins. I'm going to tuck in here, but I'm going to put them in anyway, just to show you for those days that these guys just don't want to cooperate. Okay, so I'm fussing this out because I do not want bumpy lumpiness. And that's what I've got right now. It figures one part of the wrap really behaves well and is really beautiful, and another part doesn't want to behave. Okay. All right. Okay, now you see this is what happened yesterday when I was doing it. This part fell forward, and I want to brush it back just to keep it. Now what I'm going to do, and I'll show you, I'm flipping this forward. I'm going to take the pins and run them through here so that that holds. Let's see if I can get a good shot. You can kind of see that a little bit. And then this piece here wants to be pulled back. So I'm going to do the same thing back here. You'll kind of get a feel for it. It's not something that's the same every single time. Sometimes the wrap wants to fall on this side. Sometimes it falls right straight in the middle and it holds really well at the ends. So having 3 or 4 pins, and you're not gonna, there's no chance unless you're really going into your head that you're gonna stab yourself in the head with this, because there's so much volume here. We're just pinning to this floof in the back. Now I'm going to grab here because this moved forward and just pushed it back. Okay, this is the basic wrap. Now I'm going to add the earrings from yesterday. Okay. Sometimes when I wear earrings too many days in a row, my ears get inflamed, so they just get unhappy with me. It's hard to find the hole, but I cannot wrap with earrings in. There's 1 earring. Here's 2 earrings. These are some leaves. They were from Wrapunzel. Have a bunch of different Wrapunzel earrings. So, okay, now the pin, also a Wrapunzel pin. I'm going to stab it in here. I like the placement of it right in front of the fans. I didn't want it on the fans or impeding at all with the fans. It's just kind of right there. Okay, I'm gonna do a spin around to the back. And this is how I did yesterday's Flouffy, two Flouffy fans wrap. So this is how I did it. 2 Flouffy fans and an Israeli. I hope you ladies have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.